This is chapter 32, titled, Enough, Enough. Finally, sun fell on Saturday night, and I was alone in my hut. I was sweltering. No air was moving that usually came into the hut between the thatched roof and the mud wall. I had no food left and was drinking very little water. The beer drums had been going for hours. It was Saturday night. The Zambians across the river were getting drunk as lords from homemade beer and beating them louder and louder and louder. My head was splitting. I was sweating, then shaking, then sweating, then shaking. I was heavily vomiting mightily every half hour, the dry heaves kind. Purple and yellow stuff came up. I knew I was in deep trouble, and I would not admit it. I begged for mercy. Please, God, help me. Please. Why had I been so bloody stupid and come to this god-awful continent as a rookie in the first place, thinking I could handle it? Yikes. I couldn't stand it a second more. I walked out into the dark bush. It was especially dark with no moon. I was hoping against hope that any animal would attack and kill me. I never felt so lonely. I never felt so deserted, and I never felt so hopeless and desperate in my entire life. I had walked to the regional government clinic the day before and showed the thermometer to the Sangoma on duty. They're actually great healers for those that they treat. He shrugged. He had no idea how to read it. He just felt my burning head. I had showed it to all the women in the village. They knew nothing about it. He gave me aspirin and said, push 2 now and 2 4 times a day. Sunrise, noon, sunfall, and before sleep. I started pushing them and I felt worse. I was hallucinating every time I closed my eyes, lying on my rack under the mosquito net. Oh, God, please let me die. I pleaded. I have no idea how many days passed like that. Flashes of memory come as I write these words. I remember the kids yelling and laughing, dogs barking, cattle braying, and then I lost it. I remember very little after that, except tiny bits and pieces of consciousness that broke through. I remember loving the quiet after the generator at the school ran out of petrol. I remember wishing I had a chair to sit on, or shade to sit under while outside during the day. I had too many mosquitoes and humongous insects around at night, but I figured, what the hell? I had malaria anyway. How was I justified? I had malaria anyway was how I justified it as I sat on the cool sand in front of my hut, staring at the Southern Cross, sweeping across the night sky as meteors streaked through my hot tears. The 4 stars of the cross always represented me and my 3 kids. I thought of them every minute. I truthfully think that is why I finally made it. I was convinced they needed me, so I needed to make it. I was determined to make it. I could not let this fucking disease beat me. Monday again. I had a whole week of this malaria crap. I was beaten, I was depressed, I was begging for mercy. Damn. I remember I thought, I am really a big sissy.